Hey you guys, I just wanted to sit here and talk to you quickly since I'm literally sitting here just icing my knee, trying not to move. I ran 6 miles today. I did do it once before, but it's been a few weeks since I ran that far. So I did 6 miles today. Got up really early, got up at 5, left the house by like 6:30, and proceeded to run. Now, mind you, I'm doing 15-minute miles, okay? I'm not running at any kind of record speed or anything. But it is the distance. So, hey, gotta do what you gotta do, right? Um so I wanted to make a video. I wanted to talk about my weight. I want to call it a weight loss story, but it's more about like how I gained the weight that I did. And this is just my story. Everybody has a story that's a little different, but I think it's probably a story that a lot of people can relate to. So, I have a twin sister. Okay. You can tell that we're sisters. We don't look like twins. So the whole time growing up, I was probably a good 10 to 15 pounds heavier than she was. But you wouldn't look at me and be like, that kid's overweight. It was just, in sets of twins, there's always one twin that just weighs a little bit more, and that was me. So I was conscious of that at a young age. I was conscious of, my stomach fat, and I kind of just grew up believing that I was really overweight even when I wasn't. So, I grew up believing I was really overweight, and then by the time I was really overweight, I didn't realize that at one point I wasn't really overweight. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, puberty hit. I was an early bloomer. I was like 10 years old. Okay. So I kind of gained weight in the right places, I looked like I was older than what I was, but you wouldn't look at me and be like, she's overweight. I guess you could say technically I was overweight for my age, but I was also an early bloomer, so, you know, one of those things. Um, I would say in 1999, I would say I had my first large, rapid weight gain. My mom died. I was 15. I probably gained 50 pounds within 6 months. I just remember eating and eating and eating and eating. And then I got a job, and it was a job at a convenience store. And so a lot of the money that I made went to food. Most of it, you know. I was just looking for ways to comfort myself. There was a pizza shop up the street from my house. It wouldn't be uncommon for me to come home from school, go to the pizza shop, get a 12-inch cheeseburger sub, and some fried cauliflower, wash it down with soda, and then a couple hours later, I might be hungry for some chicken patties or something. I had no concept of healthy eating. After my mother died, there was no enforcement of healthy eating in my household. So, we ate a lot of like frozen, ready to heat food, chicken patties, steakums, stuff like that. So, needless to say, gained weight pretty quickly. Right after high school, I enrolled in culinary school, And um, I had a feeling that I was going to gain weight. I was probably, I was the same size then that I am now, but I weighed about 40 pounds less. So no, I wasn't. I was a size smaller. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. I was a size smaller than I am now. I weighed about 40 pounds less. Um, so after a few months of going to culinary school, I did realize my weight started to creep up. So I enrolled at my local YMCA, and I worked out probably 3 days a week. And I didn't really push myself at all, and I wasn't really losing weight, but I was just maintaining that weight, pretty much. I had to do something to offset all those calories. Um, so I graduated from culinary school, and that is when I went on my first serious diet. I figured, I'm 19 years old, I'm going to take control of my body, and I'm going to lose this weight. So my twin sister and I go on this crazy diet. It's an extreme reduced calorie diet. We were consuming about 500 calories a day with as little carbs as possible. Yeah, I don't recommend doing that. I don't know how I survived, but somehow I did. And it worked. I mean, I probably lost 40 pounds in about 90 days. We were going to the gym 6 days a week. She would go 7 days a week. I did 6, so I was going 6 days a week. We were taking like aerobics classes, and I was doing yoga, and then we were doing cardio workouts on top of that. I mean, we would just spend a lot of time at the gym 6 days a week. That was just what we did. That was our religion. So, yeah, I lost a lot of weight really quickly. And then, when I finally got a full-time job, I was working a part-time job at the time, and then I got a full-time job on top of it. So I was working 2 jobs. I didn't have time to work out. So I would say I gained 20 of those 30 pounds that I lost back pretty quickly. And of course I was eating normal food. So that was my first big diet. I guess it kind of was a success at first, and then, of course, you gain that back once you start eating like a normal person. Um, let's see. A few years later, I was working on a cruise ship, as a cook, because I went to culinary school. Love food. Do you see a theme here? I like food. Um, so it's a very physical job working on a ship. You do a lot of lifting. And if you're not in shape, you know it. So I felt like for my job performance sake, I needed to be working out. So I did. I worked out, and I skipped some meals, and I worked so many hours. Sometimes I would forget to eat. I don't recommend doing that. But, I was eating tilapia and salad every single day. I still won't eat tilapia. But, I was able to lose. I didn't have a scale at the time, so I can't tell you exactly how much I lost. But I do know that I was going on vacation after my contract was up. I wanted to look good in my swimsuit, so I really went hard at the gym and really watched what I ate. And I was looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I was probably the same size I was prior to entering culinary school. I was probably like a 14, 16. I guess it's considered plus size, but I look normal. Right? So, After I resigned from that position, I, got another job, and I just kind of sunk back into my old eating habits, you know, shoving my face with whatever, gained all this weight. And then at this point, I was really, really depressed. I was really unhappy. I was really depressed, extremely stressed out. And I found that food was just one of the few comforts that I had. Really stressed out. I'm not going to get into that. It's a whole nother video. So, what I did was I went on Nutrisystem. It's that diet that all those celebrities endorse and they swear up and down that the food tastes great? It doesn't. As a matter of fact, I had some of the scrambled eggs one morning, so I opened a container, pour water in it, put it in the microwave, take it out, smell it, and I instantly vomit. It smelled so bad, I don't understand how you can eat that. None of the food gets refrigerated. It's all freeze-dried, pre-packaged. So, it's definitely not healthy for you. It's all pre-packaged, freeze-dried. It's not healthy food. But it is food if you like portion control. It's also very expensive. So there's that. I only did that for a month. I would say I probably lost 15, 20 pounds. But I gained it back as soon as I started eating regular food. How long can you eat food that tastes disgusting? Especially, if you're a chef. It's insulting. So anyway, not too long after that, I broke my ankle. Yeah. So I broke my ankle, and that was a major setback for me. Major setback. Yeah. So, needless to say, I gained weight, and I gained more weight than I had ever gained before. It wasn't until I went to physical therapy that I was able to lose some weight, because physical therapy is basically like gym. It's basically like a gym, and you go in and you work out, and it's like torture, and you scream and cry. But I was able to drop some weight and look somewhat normal. So after that whole thing was over, I watched some video on YouTube, and I decided I was going to lose this weight, so I went on a vegan diet. I was a vegan for probably 7 or 8 months. I was completely vegan, and I had a lot of time on my hands. I wasn't working, didn't have a job, so I had a lot of time on my hands to cook and prepare food and blah, 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 blah. So I was a successful vegan for 7 months, and I got down to a good weight. A good weight. I was probably like 20 pounds less than what I was now, with no exercise. It's just the diet, because I was afraid. I had 2 surgeries on my ankle at that point, so I didn't think exercise was really like an option for me. So I was pretty successful with that, and then I started school. And that kind of just went downhill. I had less and less time to prepare food, to shop for food, and so I was just basically, I was so afraid of failure because of what I had been through that I wasn't even taking the time to make sure that I had healthy food to eat or take care of myself. I threw everything I had into my schoolwork, and I thought that was the way, and then my weight just crept up and up and up, and you know, you get to a point where you're like, oh, none of my clothes look good. Like, I look disgusting in all my clothes. And you see pictures of yourself, and every time you see a picture of yourself, you're upset. Or you think to yourself, do I really look like that? Is that what I really look like? And, you can only hate yourself for so long before you realize that you just need to do something. So, my New Year's resolution, I always wanted to do a triathlon, and I decided I was going to do it this year. Nothing's going to hold me back from doing what I want to do. So I did it. I did two. And I did 4 5Ks. Wait. Yes, 4 5Ks. I did 4 5Ks and 2 triathlons so far this year. I haven't lost as much weight as I wanted to lose, because I admit there was a period of time where I was feeling really burnt out. It was around finals week at school, trying to find time to practice 3 sports. It's draining. It was really draining, and it was a lot to take on at once. I'm glad I did it, but I was feeling kind of burnt out for a while. So, I love triathlon. I'm not going to stop. Excuse me. I'm not going to stop triathlon. I am taking time to focus on running, so I'm training for a half marathon now. How about that? A whole half marathon. I must be crazy. So, yeah, I'm training for a half marathon, and fitness and weight loss is a goal, but it's not my primary goal. Weight loss comes with fitness and eating right, so I just have to be patient. I run really slowly. I know that. I'm hoping that as the weight comes off, I can do faster speeds, But right now it is what it is, and I'm doing the best with what I have. Icing my knee down, after a very slow 6 mile run that I did. And I'm just trying to do it, you know, trying to do it in a healthy way and be fit. Thanks. Bye.